Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to the eastern wing of the Stinkbug Works. Yesterday, I was going to surprise everybody and post a video of the skedaddle jet running. And I was also going to do some testing on the Wonder Woman Extreme. As I recall, I changed props and changed some angles a little bit and wanted to see how that worked. But lo and behold, when I drove the 35 miles one way out to Santee, the entire lake was lined up with fishermen. If it wasn't lined up with fishermen, it was lined up with their poles, and they were busy dropping a deuce or, talking to their buddies or something. But it was full of fishermen. And I don't want to be the last one to the party and spoil it for everybody. So I let discretion be the better part of valor and took my boats and I went home. Well, so much for that. I'm going to try it again on Wednesday. It may still be full of fishermen, but what the hell? It's only, 70 miles of driving in my 15 mile per gallon four-wheel drive truck. But, maybe I should buy a cheap car just for driving to the lake and back, Anyway, I got an email from Dr. Oliver Seiss. Now, if you don't know who Dr. Oliver Seiss is, Dr. Oliver Seiss is Hydro and Marine from Germany. They make fiberglass hulls. I've got a couple of his hulls. I've got the Micro Drifter 2, or the Micro Drifter Twin. I've got the little Firefly. I've got the Mozilla 400. There may be a couple other. I'd have to go through the whole inventory. I've had some I've built and sold some off. I had a hydroplane that I built a while ago, ran a big Lenner in it on 14 round cells and a big Lenner brushless. It was pretty quick. Now that we have lipos, the thing would be even faster. But I digress. So I ordered a haul from H&M, and Oliver wrote me to say, hey, what with Trump's tariffs and all, that getting something shipped over here just isn't real convenient. Now, I'm in the position where, okay, if I got to pay another X number of dollars, so be it. I won't be happy about it, but I'll do it, just because I ordered the thing, and I took my chances. So in the interim, he's going to look and see if he can find another way to ship it, and we're just going to look around. So because that haul isn't coming anytime really soon, I got an email from Big B yesterday, and Big B said, hey, go on to eBay and check this thing out. I said, well, you know what? Since my kit from Oliver is going to take its dear sweet time getting here, why don't I take Big B's advice and take a look at this thing on eBay? And I did just that. Turns out it was an Aquacraft Miss Seattle in almost perfect condition, complete with the original box and all the stuff. I don't believe it had a radio, though. But any of you that have been in this hobby any length of time, not having a radio is not a big deal. So the guy wanted what did he want? He wanted $129. I offered $99 and he took it. And I said, okay, fine. And so I'll tell you what I'm going to do here at the Stink Bug Works. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to, what's the word? I am going to upgrade. That's the word I'm looking at. I am going to upgrade an RTR boat. You don't see me doing much of that. Almost everything I do is scratch-built weirdness, you know, because they're so small and the motors are... So a lot of the stuff I do is scratch-built, and it's like, well, hey, what if I did this? So I'm going to do an upgrade on it. Now, the Miss Seattle, you know, I don't understand it. They brought this boat out, and within a few months, it was out of production. And I guess they weren't selling a whole lot of them. It's kind of small. They had 3 small boats. They had a modern round nose. And by that, I mean the Carlson hulls, the ones that were thinner, and the nose, rather than being completely round, sort of came to a point. And they had a different bottom shape to them. And so they had that. They also had the GP1. And the GP1 was kind of a takeoff on the Atlas hull. You know, you could paint it up and make it look like the Atlas. And then, of course, they had the Miss Seattle. And these are all vacuum-formed, you know, ABS or PVC plastic or, you know, styrene plastic, you know, and vacuum-formed shoebox construction. So up close, they look kind of rough, but, you know, they do what they're supposed to do. They're boats, and they go out there and they run. So I'm going to upgrade this thing, and I think what I will do is I will upgrade it, run it, and then it will become a prize in a future challenge. Now, here's the deal. If I put a new motor in it, I'm not going to give away these new motors. These new motors, you know, as long as you treat them right, they'll last a long time. This one right here, I was looking at the bearings, and the bearings are a little noisy. I need to replace them. So I ordered some really good Class 7 bearings from Boca Bearings yesterday, and they'll be here in a few days. And then we'll put this end bell on with sauce. This is an older motor. Steve's newer motors have screw-on end bells and slots in them, where the older ones had holes and they were glue-on. So they changed. So that's my plan. I'll build this boat up to be a little screamer, and then I'll... Ooh. This thing's 5,500 RPM per volt. That's pretty high, but I could put a little prop on it. I could put a 427 on here. Anyway, the Miss Seattle has plastic hardware, so we'll upgrade it with maybe the ubiquitous rudder. Who knows? This one, of course, has a water pickup. This one doesn't. The Miss Seattle has one of those bent aluminum motor mounts. I don't like those because they can allow some flex. So I may substitute one of these here, one of these here. See if I can get it in. Oh, that's because it's not really made to have this motor in there. It's made to have this motor in there. So I'll mount it here in one of these things. There you go, boys and girls. A little status update. there will be a plastic boat here on the bench soon enough we can tinker on and then think about making it a prize. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out.